Okay, by popular demand, we are back with another installment of my favorite fragrances from each brand. I've done 3 of these already. You can check out the playlist here. And there are just a few loose criteria. Number 1, it has to be a brand that I have tried at least, roughly 5 fragrances from. So I've got a pretty good idea of the brand, of the creative vision that they have for their fragrances. I've experienced various DNAs from them and I have chosen my favorite.
And honestly, that's the only criteria. I don't know why I said there's multiple.
We got 10 more brands. Let's dive into it. In no particular order here. My first brand up is the House of Beach Geeza. I've tried just about all of their fragrances. They did come out with some eau de toilette concentrations of their popular eau de parfum fragrances, at least maybe a couple of them. I haven't tried those, but this one was my first love from the brand. I think a lot of you guys have loved it since I've been talking about it. This is Coco Moon from Beach Geeza. This is summertime delight, but not in a bright citrusy way. This is fun in the sun, yes, but it's more of a coconutty, creamy vanilla kind of tropical feel. Pineapple, coconut, vanilla, benzoin, creamy, warm, sweet. Again, a little bit like suntan lotion in a way, but also quite fruity. Very powerful. Even though it is so thick and sweet, it doesn't get too thick for the heat. Surprisingly, it actually does just fine in the heat and it will persist. If you care about performance, it's here, but I think the scent is beautiful, great quality, really a standout, has focus, has specificity. I like that in my fragrances. If you're looking for a great unisex summertime option with very good performance and a beautiful profile that's uplifting, check out Coco Moon from Beach Geeza if you haven't already. All right, this is coming from a relatively new fragrance house from France called Atelier Materi. They sent me a discovery set several months ago. I tried all of them. I think there were 6 at the time, maybe 5. They've come out with at least 1 more that I have not tried. But of all the ones I tried in the discovery set, this was my favorite. And they did send this bottle to me. As a result, this is Narcisse Taiji. And this is a fragrance that's not for everyone. I have seen some of you guys try it and not really care for it, and that's fine. But there's something about this I just absolutely love. There's a crisp freshness from pear, maybe even a little bit of ginger spice in there, but there's also this slightly powdery floral quality that is earthy and a little bit green. Narcisse is the floral, and it's not your typical floral. Again, it does come off a little bit more on the earthy, dark green side of things, and there's almost this like kind of hay-like feel to the fragrance. It is very intriguing. It's very different. I find it to be an easy casual wear almost any time of the year. Perfectly unisex, might lean a little feminine to some, but stunningly beautiful. That is Narcisse Taiji from Atelier Materi. Check out all their stuff. Get the discovery set, see what you think. From a house that I have talked about at least once before now, maybe twice actually. This is from Une Nuit Nomade. They sent me this fragrance along with a couple of others that I've really been enjoying, and this one is what they call Suma Oriental. I don't really care for the name. I don't support using the word Oriental in fragrances. If you do have opposition to that, you're probably not one of the people who are affected by it, so please keep that in mind. Be sensitive. Nonetheless, if we can extract the word from the fragrance, beautiful scent, warm and ambery. Honestly, in the vein of something like Grand Soir from Maison Francis Kurkdjian, almost a little bit syrupy. This may not be for everyone. It can have a little bit of an association to something like cough syrup if you smell it up close. I'm warning you now. At least that's kind of what I've gotten. But in the air, this stuff is utterly beautiful. It is enveloping. It is warm and creamy. It's a little bit spicy. Again, very ambery. It's a little bit boozy. Might be some rum in here. Definitely a little bit woody with some smokiness and a little earthy as well. I don't believe there's technically any amber in here, but I get something reminiscent of that vibe. Beautiful scent. Definitely more for the cooler weather. I would reserve this one. Also has very nice longevity. Suma Oriental. Not a great name, but a beautiful scent. We're talking about Xerjoff next. I haven't tried every fragrance from them. I've tried many, and I know there's some crowd favorites for sure. I'm sure a lot of people might expect I would say like Naxos is my favorite because that seems to be a lot of people's favorite. Naxos is nice, but it's not my favorite. This is my favorite one. This is Renaissance. This is a perfect summertime niche fragrance. If you want performance, it's here. If you want quality, it's here. If you want uniqueness, it's here. If you want likability, it's here. You get what you pay for when you buy Renaissance. I truly believe that, but don't blind buy it. Get you a sample. Gonna have links down below where I can find them. This is citrusy and minty. Lemon lime kind of feel with a bright, fresh mint. A little bit green, but not overly green. And it has this kind of creamy warmth to it as it sits on the skin that gives it some legs that makes it persist, and it lasts a long time for a fresh fragrance. This is one of those exceptions where a fresh scent can actually persist on your skin all day long. Stunning in the heat, beautifully elegant, also can be very casual, easy to wear. I might wear it in a shirt like this. I might wear it today. We'll see about it. It's gonna be a hot one. I'm going out to a soccer game later.
Football for all of my actual appreciators out there.
Xerjoff Renaissance. Highly recommend trying it if you haven't already. What are you waiting on? All right, from Oud Bob, I do have 2 bottles in my collection. The original Oud Bob, which is wonderful, very easy to wear. A little bit different though, and I like that it does have a bit of a unique quality, but something that can be very versatile. But this fragrance is a standout. This is something I would reserve for the cooler months, or at least when it's not terribly hot and dry or humid. It does have a warm spiciness to it that is a little sweet that I think could get a little bit cloying. This is Egypt, my little bottle from Scent City. I'll link them down below where you can get this. Hopefully this will have it. But this is like a fougere. There's a barbershop style cleanliness to it, almost like a fresh, creamy lavender feel, but it is ultimately warm and spicy and sweet and woody and a little bit rich. Has a little bit of an arid feel, like a dryness. Amazing, amazing fragrance. Egypt from Oud Bob, do get you a sample if you can. Coming from Scotch Porter, a brand not necessarily known for their fragrances. They are known more for their men's grooming products, but they do have a collection of fragrances that they call the It Hits Different collection. And this is my favorite of the 4 in that collection so far. And I think a favorite of a lot of you as well. This is called Miami Duppy. And gosh, this is a party boy scent. It is very playful. It's sweet and warm. It's kind of like roasted in a way. There's a smoky, ambery feel to it. There's a sweet tonka bean in there. There's a creamy smoothness. There's saffron, which brings this almost roasted, leathery feel to the scent. It does have a profile reminiscent of maybe some designers you've smelled, like Armani Code, Profumo, things in that realm. Very tonka bean heavy, very sweet, almost vanilla-like, but the roasted feel in here, the almost smoky feel, makes it a little different from that, makes it stand out. In my opinion, raises the bar. This is higher quality. To me, this is a little bit more grown up, not quite so juvenile as that, but still very playful, still something I would wear on a night out. In casual clothes, if I just want to get positive attention, this is a great go-to for that. Check them out. I'm gonna have a link down below where you can get everything Scotch Porter. They also have fantastic, again, grooming stuff. I exclusively use their hair products for my hair, their conditioner, their shampoo, their gel cream, the leave-in, I use all of that. So check them out if you're looking for maybe even some new skincare, new hair care stuff, but definitely the fragrances. Up next is Chanel. There's a lot of fragrances from them I haven't tried that I think I would really enjoy, but I just haven't tried them yet. And there's a lot of fragrances that I have tried that I'm not really moved by, but I do have this one which I do enjoy. This is Allure Homme Edition Blanche. It kind of lost its limelight in the shadow of Bleu de Chanel, which is the brand's flagship for sure, which is a great versatile scent. It does what it does very well. It doesn't personally move me, but I can't deny that it's very pleasant, very likable, and very easy to wear. But this has a little bit more focus, a little bit more interest to me. Lemony, fresh, a little bit spicy in a way, creamy, sweet, and a little woody. That's the best way I can describe it. I have the eau de parfum here. It actually lasts pretty good on the skin, and it's utterly uplifting. It's very bright, it's very playful. I'm not gonna say run out and go get it. Again, there's plenty of others that I have yet to try that I think I might like more than this, but just based on what I've tried, this is what I like so far the most. A lot of people like Allure Homme Sport or Extreme. I have that one. I think it's okay. It's a little bit basic. My wife agrees. She doesn't really care for it. She actually asked me not to wear it because she's like,
no.
This one is nice. That is Allure Homme Edition Blanche. Moving right along, from the house of Habibi New York, I have about 5 of their fragrances. They did surprise me a bit. I was not expecting to get as much quality as I got out of them, even down to the presentation. Really actually impressive. This one is called Desert Oud. I've talked about it a few times in some videos. And what makes this special to me is that it's almost like your typical oud fragrance, like does kind of have a traditional Middle Eastern oud vibe. It's woody, it's dry, there's a bit of an edge to it, almost a little bit of a funk, if you will, but not overly so, but paired with that is a very prominent and strong green accord. Green leaves almost makes it woody mossy, which makes it almost similar to something like polo green. So if you can combine your typical like oud rose fragrance with an old school 1970s or 80s masculine powerhouse fragrance as they're known, you would get desert oud. Really just different. It surprised me. It dries on the skin and it transforms. So just be aware of that. It will change on you. Desert Oud from Habibi, New York. From the house of Panouge. They only have 4 fragrances so far that I know of. I hope to see more from them soon because they make some wonderful stuff here. Very interesting, very decidedly different. They are trying to offer you, the consumer, something new, even down to the presentation, but these scents are wonderful. Wow, this is called Absinthe Gaïac. They have 4 in this collection. All 4 of them are very special. They're all very different from each other. They're gonna appeal to different types of people. This is one I think most people would appreciate. Not to say it's like the easiest to wear or anything like that. It's still a little bit different. You have to like Artemisia or Absinthe, which is a very distinctive kind of green herbaceous note that's licoricey in a way. But I would say that this is the least obscure of the others. The other ones are very specific, but this is a softer profile, maybe a little bit more versatile. It is, again, a little bit green and herbaceous. There's a warm, rich sweetness here that's almost ambery, but there is a freshness from violet leaf in here, which is often paired with an absinthe-like accord, and Gaïac wood makes it a little bit warm and smoky in the woody department as it dries. It's a little powdery as well. Keep that in mind. It does get powdery, especially with some heat. It gets a little bit more powdery than maybe some people would like, but I think it is very different, although still a little bit versatile. Check out Absinthe Gaïac from Panouge. I do believe they offer free samples on their website. You just pay for the cost of shipping. Check them out. And finally, the house of Kilian. This is my favorite Kilian. This is not everyone's favorite Kilian, but this is mine. I have been obsessed with this fragrance ever since I first smelled it 4 or 5 years ago, and I've wanted a bottle, and I finally have a bottle. This actually was sent to me by my good friends at Joma Shop. Check them out. They have some fantastic deals and great selection on designer and niche fragrances. You've probably already shopped from them before, but if you haven't, do check them out down at the links below. But this, again, my favorite Kilian, was sent to me by them. This is called Straight to Heaven. This is a stunning fragrance. Not everyone likes this. This is very different. It's very focused. It has uniqueness and it has specificity. This is woody. It's a woody, boozy fragrance. Dry cedar wood, lots of dry cedar wood, mixed with earthy patchouli, dried fruits, a little bit of sweet, creamy vanilla. So there's a smooth roundedness to the scent, and it is drenched in rum. I find this utterly intoxicating. I find it so sexy for being so off the wall, kind of strange. Again, not a lot of people are gonna love this. You have to love patchouli, you have to love dry woods. That is mostly what stands out here. There's a damp feeling to the scent, like damp earth, a little bit sweet and warm and rounded and quite boozy. Utterly amazing. I love Straight to Heaven. Let me know if you like this one as well. A lot of people love Black Phantom and others like that. This is my favorite. That's Straight to Heaven. All right, that's gonna do it for me. Let me know if any of these fragrances that I talked about are your favorites. Let's talk about it down in the comments. And once again, there will be links down below in the description to check them out if you have not already. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace. I'll see you in the next one.